Right guys, welcome to another video. This one's going to be about the Alfa 155 DTM car at Brands Hatch Indy. So we're going to run through a lap, how to do a lap around here, and then I'm going to focus a bit on the braking and what you have to do on the brake pedal, and specifically with this track. But it should help you with other tracks as well, hopefully. So let's take us around Brands. And this isn't particularly my fastest lap, but I like this lap because I've got the braking basically spot on it. So the acceleration wasn't always perfect, but the braking was pretty good. So let's have a look at this. So paddock is a very tricky one, braking. Very hard to pick a braking point, but just brake it at the marker, run it as wide, kind of like as you dare really, but you don't want to run too wide because you just end up on the marbles. So there you want to be braking kind of at the just before the shadow really. Always very careful on the power. I was a bit loose there, wasn't I? Here, make sure you hit the apex. You have to hit the apex. If you don't hit the apex, you're just costing yourself so much time. Now here, I don't brake, I lift off, use a gear change down into fourth to get the car in, and then you've got to try and settle the car really well. Otherwise, when you come into clearways, you'll be all over the place, and clearways is super important that you don't get the car loose. And I was a tiny bit loose there. That's probably as much as you can be loose anymore, and it's going to end badly for you. So that's a 50.2. So that's a reasonable lap, I'd say. You know, fair bit of fuel on board, all that sort of stuff. And this is in race setup rather than qualifying setup, so it's not as aggressive. So let's just run through the braking into paddock. So can I play this slightly slower? Right, so coming into paddock, you can't brake too hard. Watch the braking, watch the red line. You can't brake too hard. If you brake too hard, the rear's going to come around on you. So it's a hard initial brake, and then you're coming off. And then as you turn in, again, it's lift off and get on that power as early as you can. And it's just about doing laps, basically. It's all about judgment. Now for this corner, this corner here is a classic corner. You see this corner at all sorts of tracks where basically it's all about stopping as hard as you can. You know, it's as simple as that, okay? Now, the Alfa 155 has an ABS system whereby you can lock the brakes, okay? And it's the same with all cars which doesn't have a very strong ABS system. And what you need to do is you need to brake hard to start with and then lift off as you're coming into the corner. So initially you won't lock the brakes if you brake really hard, but as the car scrubs speed, they will then lock. So as you come into the corner, lift off the brake. So watch the red trace as I come into the corner. Hard on, and then it comes off. And then it's almost like a pump in the brakes. So you're almost doing your own kind of ABS on it. So as we're coming round, again, you've got to be so careful on the power there. I was a little bit early. I think it's a gear change basically that screws you there. Now Graham Hill, it's a sort of corner. It's horrible, off cambery, and you're unsettled when you get down there. So as you're coming down the corner, you've got to turn. So the car is turning as you're braking. That's always a recipe for disaster, and it means that you cannot brake really hard, because if you brake hard, you're going straight. Okay, so you've got to about half brake, and that means you're braking earlier than you would want to. The fact it's downhill as well, it means again it's an unnaturally early brake. So if you watch the trace there, that's where you want it, about halfway. And then again, you're easing it off as you're coming in. If you don't ease it off, the car will want a straight line and you'll end up missing the apex. So you've got to lift it off as you come in. There you go, lifting it off gently, turning in, and then the power comes on. So for this one, let's just wind it back a little bit. So for this one, I don't brake. I'm lifting off and I'm using the down change from fifth into fourth to get the car in. So here we go, and then it goes. Now this So this is McLaren, and you've got clearways up here. So coming into McLaren, you've got to try and take as much curve as you can, but not so much you unsettle the car. You've got to get the car as straight as you can, because you're going to be braking literally just after you're off the curb. If you brake on the curb, you're going to spin. If you brake too late, you're going to run wide. And if you brake too hard, because again, it is a corner where you're turning as well as braking, if you brake too hard, the rear's going to come around, or you're going to straight line. So as we see, again, it's about a half brake. It's not a full brake. So you're half braking, coming off it slowly as you're turning, and then we're coming on the power. And again, on the power a little bit early, and we're to the line. So hope this has been fairly useful for you. What I'll do is I'll run through the lap once more and just let you watch it basically, and you can just watch the braking at full speed and see how you find it. Hopefully it will help a little bit. Well guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully have another video out fairly shortly.